Do you ever wonder if what you're wearing negatively impacts your attitude during your video? That's better. The other one had a coffee stain on it. I'm completely OCD right now. I'm going to be doing a book haul in a second, but I wanted to let you know that I did my big reveal. I'm going to be writing paranormal romance, a guy writing romance. I know it's a happening. It's what's going on. It won't be sort of normal. It won't be normal at all. And frankly, any time that I've written, it's not been normal. And particularly with my adult stuff, it's pretty irreverent. It's really out there. It's sick and wrong, usually. And that's really what I've taken into the romantic world. So if you want to learn more about my upcoming paranormal romance novel, you can click on the link in the down bar and go there and read all about demonically possessed transplant organs and heroines who may or may not have schizophrenia and stripping in diapers for empty nesters. That's just a little bit. That's a little taste. Anyway, that's kind of what I'm doing. I have not given up on YA. In fact, I'm actively pursuing 3 projects. One is really kind of on the front burner right now, and we will see. I hope to have some good news about a YA project soon, but for now, I'm really excited about the adult stuff, and there's that. I picked up quite a few books in the meantime. Number 1 is Oliver Potch's The Hangman's Daughter. I've been looking at this book for a long time and just never got around to buying it. It is a historical mystery, I believe set in medieval times, where they did not use forks, is what I'm told. It's set in Bavaria in 1659 after the 30 Years' War and tells the story of the aforementioned hangman's daughter who becomes embroiled in this murder, this drowning of a boy who is tattooed and branded, and witchcraft is involved, and it sounds crazy and fun, and I'm going to read it. Another book that I've been really excited about getting is Rage Against the Dying by Becky Masterson. This sounds like a really fun heroine for a mystery and reminiscent of Clarice Starling is what I've been told. And that's really all I needed to know, and I was all over it. Actually, this is a library book, so I wasn't so all over it that I, didn't just wait for it to come in. Sometimes I say things. They're just... Kurt Vonnegut Jr.'s. We never say that, though. It's just Kurt Vonnegut, because we don't know his dad. Breakfast of Champions, which is a novel, but it's one of his probably most experimental novels. So it takes a look at his past characters and gives them sort of endings, different endings, and kind of mixes them up all in the same book. And I think we're loosely calling it a novel. That's what we'll do. We will. The rest of the books are all literary. I would consider Vonnegut a classic. I got Marianne Schaefer and Annie Barrow's The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. This is a epistolary novel. It involves the Nazi occupation of the British island of Guernsey and a secret society that develops who are supposed to be talking about books but are really kind of hiding from arrest by the Nazis. And it just sounds really very interesting and complex and probably quite sweet. I don't know. On that British theme, K. Rowling's The Casual Vacancy, finally. It has gotten very mixed reviews. I am still planning on giving it a shot, though. Because I am interested in satire, I don't think I will be missing the Harry Potter stuff when I read it. That's not what I'm reading it for. I'm not reading for world building. I want to see if she can pull off satire. So there's that. One of my favorite books of last summer was Beautiful Ruins by Jess Walter. The Financial Lives of the Poets was the novel he wrote before that. And he's a local author, not local. He's from Spokane, which is way on the other side of the mountains from me. This just sounds like about a guy who kind of loses everything and in the process sort of finds himself. It's one of those literary books. This last book I've been really wanting to talk about because it's probably my most anticipated read, next to Dr. Sleep by Stephen King, of the year. When I first started writing, and I think I've told this story before, I decided that I needed to read really a lot of highbrow, kind of not genre stuff to sort of kick my writing into a higher gear. Because I think that That's something that you can do to help yourself, is to read really well in order to write better. You can only aspire to write as good as you're familiar with, if you know what I mean. And one of the books that I picked up as an example of this was Marisha Pessel's Special Topics in Calamity Physics. Now, this was her debut novel, a book that came out of her MFA thesis and incorporates her own drawings and a unique design in which the mystery, it's a fairly standard mystery set in a private school in the Adirondacks, I believe. The Ozarks. No, the Blue Mountains. I think that's it, of North Carolina. In fact, the heroine's name is Blue. This is not a big book I picked up, by the way. I have had this on my shelf forever because I've loved it so much. The chapters act as a core curriculum for the school that she's involved in. It's like a reading curriculum. So each chapter is named after a famous literary work. But at the same time, the theme of the chapter follows that literary work, while at the same time capturing where Blue, the protagonist, is in terms of her life, in terms of the mystery that's going on involving a dead teacher. It's really intricately put together. It is brilliant. I could not recommend it enough, which is why I was so fucking excited about Night Film, which has some of Pessel's same sort of weird constructive ideas, in which she utilizes fake websites and text messages and lots of interesting found object stuff. It tells the story of the murdered daughter of a cult horror film director and a reporter who means to get to the bottom of it through any means necessary. It follows quite closely to all of his varied like case files and things like that. It's really, really intriguing. I can't wait to settle into it. I want to put it aside as one of those books that I really need time to devour. I don't want any outside influence around me. That's my book haul. Don't forget to check out my website to hear more about The Parts Department, which is the series that I'm going to be writing, the romance series. Other than that, how are you doing? What are you reading? I'm about to start reading Ready Player One. I'm probably going to be listening to it on audiobook. I'm listening to Dare Me by Megan Abbott also while I'm walking, and there's all that. So yeah, bye.